Behold, the mighty DR650. It's a great bike. It has a lot of qualities. However, it does have some shortcomings. And one of the biggest ones is right here, the seat. The seat's terrible. If you ride this for a while and you're sitting down, say on the highway or something, it's going to put a hurting on your butt. So we're going to fix that today. And by the way, here's a picture of what you look like and feel like after riding a DR650 for about 150 miles with no brakes. Stick around and we'll fix this problem. The first thing you're going to have to do is remove the side panels to get access to the seat and where it bolts on. And one of the things, here's a little hint, guys. The stock screws on this, they're basically screws and they're easy to strip out. So what I did was I replaced these bolts on the side that hold the panel on here. I replaced them with bolts. It's a lot easier and it's a lot better. It holds better and also it's easier to take off. I actually stripped out a screw on Doc, the other DR, which was a nightmare. Just so you know, swap these out. Once you have the bolts or screws out of the side panel, then all you do is just take the side panel off. It comes off real easy. Also, keep in mind there's a little tab up front. You need to make sure you hook that up. Set the panels aside. And I believe it's a 10 millimeter. No, wrong, 12. 12 millimeter socket to take the seat off. And of course there's one of these on each side. Once you have both sides off, the bolts off, you can just basically lift the seat straight up. There you have it. Also known as the torture device. Okay, lay out the torture device, seat. Go ahead and get you something you're going to be taking off. These staples. It's basically stapled to the side, to this plastic pan. So that's what you're going to do. Just find a way, whether it's a screwdriver or whatever you've got, to just remove the staples. That's what's holding the seat cover onto the pan. And that takes a while. So we're going to stop here. I'll get back with you. Alright guys, as I'm starting to take this off, I noticed these brackets. There are staples behind that. These brackets are what attach the seat to the frame of the bike. I'm just going to go ahead and loosen those. Hope you can see this. And take these brackets off to get access to the seat pan and the screws so I can finish it up. Hey, one thing I didn't mention is all those staples you pull out, find a place for them. Don't leave them laying around, because guess what? That could go on your tire, and you know, especially if you're from South Carolina, I know you walk around barefoot all the time, so you don't want one of these in your feet. So find a place for them, collect them all up, and then you can toss them. Here we have the bare seat pan again. And this is a foam gel, they call it. This is from ProCycle. And what I recommend, we're going to end up gluing this to the seat. But what I recommend you guys do is fit this to the seat and check it out so you have an idea how it's going to fit and where you're going to put everything. So put a test fit on there first so you can make sure you're going to have it on there correctly. Once you've sorted out where you're going to position the padding on the seat pan, get you some spray glue. This is Easy Tack. I got this from Hobby Lobby, I think it was. Probably a hardware store will have some too, but this is what I use, or I found it was probably the cheapest. But what you're going to do next is go ahead and spray it on to the seat. Man, these fumes will put you in your happy place. I've never been a glue sniffer myself till today. All right, do the padding also. And whatever you do not spray the top part of the seat pad because you're going to need the fabric to move a bit. And this is not going to really hold the seat down, it's just going to hold it in position when you're putting the seat cover on. I know this is exciting, guys, huh? Oh, and also something I noticed, this padding is a pretty good amount heavier than the stock seat. So if those of you that are concerned about weight, just keep that in mind. Okay, now the fun part. Carefully line everything up. So I've already screwed it up. Because this stuff is tacky, like it says. I think I'm going to start with the back. Go with the back, work my way forward. This is the hard part, obviously. Okay, check everything out. Make sure it's good. I'm going to push it down to make sure it's in all the way contacting the seat pan. And there you go, it's on. Looks pretty good. Okay, then you go retrieve your cover you're going to put on. And what I did, and it didn't work that great because it's not that hot today, but put it out in the sun, or what I did, I put it on the dashboard of my truck. You know, vehicles get hot when the sun hits them. I figured you'd get double whammy with the sun hitting the seat, this cover, and also the increase in temperature inside the vehicle. So that's the plan anyway. So just put it on, and of course you're going to test fit it before you start stapling. And this is the ProCycle kit. This was a lot, I would say probably, I think it's $100 less than if you went with like a Seat Concepts. And this build, if you will, on the DR650, I'm trying to do it as cheap as possible to help people that are just getting into DR650s. So that's the concept behind it anyway. We'll see. But get the cover on as best you can. Kind of line everything up, and you can check the seat itself, the reference points where you're going to be going. Okay, that's good. And now comes the fun part, where we're going to staple. What I'm using is just a regular staple gun. You can get this at your hardware store or whatever. But we're going to try it, and here's the good news. If you mess it up a bit, you can always go back, take the staples out like we did the original seat, and do this. The key is getting all this stuff right here lined up. Getting all the wrinkles and stuff out of it. And this is where it's going to go into the tanks. You want to make sure that stays clear too. So we're going to start with this. Get that down there on the crease. Here goes the first staple. Didn't work. Okay, you're going to have to put a lot of pressure against the seat pan for the staple to go in it, because I think it's supposed to be like for wood and shit. Okay. Still not working. Alright, so the regular stapler did not work good enough, so we have to go to an air stapler. And we'll talk about this at the end of the video. But I'm still working from the front, going towards the back. Trying not to get my fingers in the process. So after a few setbacks and a lot of swear words, cuss words, got the seat on reasonably tight. Again, I can always go back and adjust it as needed. And I'm going to add some more staples to it, but that's the idea. Definitely recommend an air stapler versus one of these. This, you cannot get enough pressure, and it's not strong enough to get into the plastic seat pan. All right, guys. Once you've got the seat mounted, go ahead and put these brackets back on. Do everything in reverse order, then you can put the seat back on. And it's dark. I'm going to sit on the bike, but it's dark. I don't know if I'm going to go for a ride today, but I'll give you a feedback. I'll update this on how much difference it made. So having said all that, to be honest, I'm not sure it's worth the trouble. You could save a few dollars, and if you have the tools and you can do it yourself, yeah, it's great. But I think for another $100, if you don't have the tools, an air compressor and stuff like this, or you don't have access to that, you might be better off just buying a regular Sargent seat or Seat Concepts. Seat Concepts also has a recover kit, but again, I'm trying to do it on the cheap. Keep in mind, I do have some tools that I can use. So there you have it. So whatever your preference is, but it was more involved than I thought it would be. Well, there you have it. Seat's on. Looks pretty decent. So far, so good. So let's get on and see how it feels. It's definitely softer, more padding than the previous stock seat. So apparently I'm going to have to take it on a trip and test it out. Anyway, guys, cheers. Hope things are going good for you. Rob, keep getting better. Miss seeing you on the YouTube, man. But guys, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Smash the crap out of both of those buttons, and we will be talking to you soon. Cheers.